Hi all, I'm Melissa and welcome to Oh My Word Melly. We are already halfway through 2021 and time really has flown by, and we are already towards the last week of June, and really 2021 has not been the year or a good year for everyone. Around the world, we are still going through coronavirus breakouts, and a lot of lives are lost, and as well as a lot of lives are put at risk to minimize or to reduce this pandemic or the spread of this pandemic. And I hope every one of you watching and everyone in this world who is going through different crises, not only coronavirus but other occurrences throughout the world, I hope y'all are safe and sound as much as y'all can be, and our thoughts and prayers are always with every one of you. So for today's video, I got the help from my Bookstagram friends to choose which video or what they would like me to do in this video. So as you can see, I'll just leave the small screen here. So they had to pick between whether they want to see all the books that I have bought so far this year or all the books that I have read so far with my thoughts. And the majority of votes was for the books I bought this year. So yes, I have done some mini book hauls across Booktube, Instagram and even on TikTok, but I thought this video would be an ideal way to show y'all all the books that I have collected this half year. But I thought I'll start this video with the most recent purchases, so that's with the books that I bought this month in June, and then progress towards January. So starting off with June, I bought 3 books this month, and I was so excited to receive this package because I have been wanting these books as well for quite some time now. And first out of it is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and the other book that I bought this month is Law by Alexandra Bracken. So I can't wait to get reading this. I don't know much about this, but I know it's something to do with Greek mythology, and I have been a fan of Greek mythology books and fiction and that world since I read Percy Jackson when I was young. So I can't wait to get reading this. And the final book I got for June is Circe by Madeline Miller. I think it's pronounced as Circe or Circe. Let's go with Circe. I'm not sure. So sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but this is also a popular book in the Greek mythology, fictional YA and YA sort of book. So this is also another, because I want to get into Greek mythology as well. So let's see. I love this cover because it has a, I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but it has a shine to it. In May, I bought 8 books, and May was my birthday month, and I was so excited to buy some books as gift to myself. So first out of that is Legend Born by Tracy Deon. Next, I got another hyped book, and that is a romance book called The Unhoneymooners, so by Christina Lauren, and I also was excited to get this. The next book I got in May is Girl, Serpent and Thorn, so I can't wait to get reading this. This I have to tell you, but I haven't seen it much being recommended or spoken of. I like the cover as well. I know it has a snake, and I'm someone who doesn't like snakes, but I wanted to read this book. Next I got On the Come Up and Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. Y'all know I read The Hate You Give by the same author, by Angie Thomas, as the first book of this year. If y'all haven't, y'all can click on this link here to watch that video. And I couldn't put that book down. That book was so near and dear to me, and I loved her style of writing. It was amazing that I had to get these 2 books as well. Next I got Natasha Gan's Girls of Paper and Fire and Girls of Storm and Shadow. These are 2 books. I think they have a book 3 coming out this year, I guess. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll just leave it down here. So I know that it has a Kiaraka selection sort of setting with a fantasy sort of twist to it. And the final book for the month of May is Rainbow Rowell's Fangirl. So I was shocked to find out that I hadn't bought a single book in April. I think it was because they announced that Big Bad Wolf was going to come in May. I was so sad when May came, Big Bad Wolf, and then when I checked their site, they had nothing whatsoever of what I wanted. They didn't have any trending books, not even books from last year. Like all the books that I already have were what they had, and some unknown books as well, so I didn't even know what they were. Nothing anyway what I wanted, so I was really sad. So as I was waiting for Big Bad Wolf, I did not buy anything in April. Yeah, so as I have nothing in April, we'll get into March. So in March, I have bought 10 books, like from all the months so far, from out of the 6 months so far this year, I have bought the most number of books in March. I have no idea why. So starting off is with the Ash Princess trilogy by Laura Sebastian. Next, I got this. This is A Coat of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, the latest release in the Coat of Thorns series or the Kata series. So I pre-ordered this and I got it as soon, like a week after it was released, so I was so excited. I still haven't read this series at all. Some say they don't like it, some say they love it, some say this book is not even a YA book but it's a new adult book. Who knows? Next in March, I got Sabatahir's An Ember in the Ashes series last book, which is A Sky Beyond the Storm. So I still haven't read this too. Like, y'all must realize that I buy a lot. I read a lot too, but I read most of what I have already got and not most of the new books that I acquired. Next, I was so excited for this, and that is Holly Black's A Folk of Air series. So I got Cruel Prince, Wicked King, Queen of Nothing, and How the King of Ilfame Learned to Hate Stories. Yeah, Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. So this series too have mixed reviews. Like some say they don't like Cruel Prince, the first book, but they love the others. I don't know, I haven't read them either. And from this, The Wicked King is a book that I love the cover. Like one of my favorite covers is this Wicked King cover, and like it's so gorgeous. And the last book I got in March is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book of the Last Hours trilogy. So the third book, Chain of Thorns, will be released next year in March as well. So I pre-ordered this too, and I got it just a few weeks after it was released. So I was excited to get this. And if you all have already watched my June TBR book jar picks, if not, you can click the link here and watch that. You all know Chain of Iron and Chain of Gold was one of my picks to read this month. So I am excited. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to get this book and Chain of Gold as well. So I'm even more like, I'm over the moon that I get to read it. I actually did not buy a single book in February either. So let's soon check what books I got in January. So starting January is with Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Like literally I started January with this because I got this package on the 1st of January. So even though I had ordered it, like I pre-ordered this book as well, but with lockdown situations and shipments getting stuck, it took some time to get this book. So I finally got it on the 1st of January, and like I said, with Chain of Iron. I am reading Chain of Gold also as a book I'm reading in June. So if you all have watched my bookshelf tour which I posted last week, or if you all still haven't, you all can click on that link here too to watch it. You all know that I have an entire shelf just dedicated to all the books by Cassandra Clare. Next in January, I got Leah Bardugo's Shadow and Bone trilogy. I still haven't read them, but I have to tell you, I did watch Shadow and Bone, the TV series on Netflix, and I did the virtual tour as well. And I was shocked, like not many people liked the book. Like they were like, the book is good, but it didn't wow me. So I'm shocked. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. So let's see when I read it if I will love it as much as I like the TV series. But I think if I read it, I would have understood the TV series more. Another book I got in January is Samira Ahmed's Internment. So y'all know I started this year, I started reading the Hate You Give by Angie Thomas as the first book in January, and I loved it. And when I saw this and the story about how Muslim people, women, men, children, irrespective, are treated in America, that this book captures that, whereas Angie Thomas touches the racial discriminations due to being black. Samira Ahmed's story captures the issues due to race as in religion. So I really wanted to read it, so I bought it as soon as I saw it. And these authors try to capture real events in, even though they give it a fictional twist, they try to capture real events and bring awareness to situations. And I think every one of us, irrespective of which country in the world we live in, should actually be aware of things happening and decide which side they are on, to be honest. Next, I got The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. So I bought this based on a recommendation from one of my former lecturers. So I'm still sorry that I haven't read this. I have heard a lot about this. I can't wait to read this and to see if I'll actually love it like everyone says. So let's see, one of these days, soon hopefully, I'll read this as well. And the final book I got in January is The Lost Book of the White, the second book of the Eldest Curses trilogy by Cassandra Clare. I have read this book and I love this book so much. I loved it more than the prequel or the first book of the trilogy, actually, called The Red Scrolls of Magic. So this follows Magnus and Alec. I love them both. I love them together. I love everything about it. So in total, I have bought 28 books, and yes, I haven't read most of them. I have completely read one, and I have two which are in my TBR for this month. I'll keep y'all updated. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and Goodreads to see my reading progress, to see how far I have read and all that. So as usual, y'all can find my Goodreads and Instagram handles in the description box down below. So do hit me up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If y'all did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also please subscribe to my channel, share my channel with friends and family, and help me, support me with my hobby. Also let me know if you all have read any of these 28 books. If you have read anything, do leave your thoughts on it, or whether you liked it, hate it, what you rated it, in the comments down below. And with that, it's time for me to say bye and see you next time with another bookish and fun video on Oh My Word Melly.